After completing England from a glory hunter point of view, Dad resigned from Chelsea, much to the board's dismay, leaving everyone curious as to his next step in management. Which also meant 4 of the biggest clubs in the Premier League are without a manager currently. And it's a World Cup year, which always leads to more manager movements. Dad made his mind up though, and he applied for the Nice job to move to the French league if selected for the role, with the deciding factor being how good some of these players were. Not a lot is needed to be added to this team to put up a fight against PSG with the right style of play. And while that was all happening, I was preparing for the next season, making some new signings for Newcastle. However, favourite for the Nice role is Marco Silva, who also resigned as the Fulham manager. But Dad was still given an interview though a couple of weeks later with the owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Meanwhile, the Real Madrid boss is being interviewed for Dad's old job, which would definitely have me applying to go to Real Madrid if he moved. But the Nice fans have spoken and considered Dad as their favourite. And sure enough, they were happy because Omega Dad is the new manager of Nice, signing a 2-year contract. But that still left 4 massive clubs without a manager. And then when the World Cup finished, all hell broke loose. Managers were moving left, right and centre, jobs were appearing non-stop. And more big jobs in the Premier League appeared when Klopp left Liverpool. But I was sticking by Newcastle, focused on winning the FA Cup this season. But that was until this happened. The PSG manager Luis Enrique took over Dad's old job at Chelsea. And you could say the rest is history. Dad, I couldn't resist.
I can't believe you've done this to me.
What did I tell you?
Yeah.
Wherever you go, I will hunt you down and I will chase you. I'm not even going to try and go for the FA Cup. Whatever league you go to, I'm going to join that league. Just
What makes it worse is the PSG manager took my job.
Yep. It was all because of you. So, Dad obviously got a new job. He is now the manager of Nice. And because of that, the manager merry-go-round was well in force. And who took over Dad's former job? Luis Enrique. And who was Luis Enrique manager of PSG? I mean, there's been so many changes, hasn't there? Just simply because there was also the Euros, the World Cup, was on. And there was already loads of jobs available. Like Jurgen Klopp's gone to Inter Milan. There's so many jobs that came up that I was like, ooh, could I take that? I was tempted by the Man City job, but I thought, no, I'll stay at Newcastle. But then I could not resist the PSG job. I'd have been silly not to.
The only thing I'm going to say is you've got to go back to England yet, so...
I have, yeah, that is a downside. And do you know what? I know already people are going to say in the comment section, oh, I can't believe he's had a cop-out again and he's gone to PSG. And do you know what? I don't care. Because I know I am the villain of this story. I'm the villain of my own channel. I know you're all rooting for Dad. I'm the villain. It's what I do. I've haunted him.
We all hate him, didn't we? We all hate him.
So I decided to do the thing that I knew that everybody would hate me to do the most.
After that VIP thing that you put on the last video, you deserve all the hate anyway.
Oh, yes. So, fantastic stuff. I am now the manager of PSG. And in the transfer window, I had 250 million.
Of course you did.
I still got 134 million pound left because on deadline day, I actually sold a defender and a couple of other players. So if we have a look, there's a couple of players that I didn't sell that had already gone out. I mean, they got Laporte in on a free and then loaned him out before I'd even joined. Ekitike also left. And then I sold, these are the players that I sold, Ousmane Dembele for 52 million and Presnel Kimpembe for 34. And I signed one player, and that was Victor Osimhen. Brought him with me.
Brought your own striker, so you brought your own staff and your striker.
Yeah, so I brought Victor Osimhen with me. Well, I didn't bring my assistant manager because he was terrible. So I hired a new one instead.
You brought one of your coaches, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I brought a couple of the coaches, Gabby Vega joined us on a free, which was a player that Dad tried going for, actually. So I stole him as well, but before I even got here. And Ruben Neves as well. So they've got a great team. They've got a cracking team. Let's have a look. So very similar tactic, but I have made it different in player roles and some of the player instructions are different just to suit this PSG side. I haven't got any players locked in, but we've got Xavi Simons who slots right into that shadow striker role, Mbappe and Osimhen up front, Ansu Fati, Vitinha, Ugarte, Hakimi of course on the right. My weakness is my centre-backs, but I still have Skriniar, Hernandez, and Marquinhos. Mendes at left-back.
They're going to have a hard time when they come up against my team because I'm going to be attacking them.
Oh, we'll see. I just know everybody's going to hate me, and I love it. I love being the villain of this story. So, Dad, how have you been getting on at Nice?
I spent my Weasley 30 million just like that, really, didn't I?
What was quite funny is Dad was really excited and hopeful when he went to Nice, and then his mood completely plummeted as soon as I became the manager of PSG when he realised it was his own doing, really. So the players that you brought in, I mean, we've seen that a couple of the players already. But the first signing, I think, was one of your best in Coop Miners.
And Freebie as well, yeah. When this guy was available, I had to grab him quickly.
Yeah. PSG also went in for him as well.
Did, I was a bit surprised I got him, really.
Yeah, and it's not too much of a wage, really. 125k. Nice can afford that, but yeah, he's going to be a starting player for you. Then you identified that you maybe would need a better striker.
Yeah.
And you brought in Wahi, which actually weakens Lons, who finished in second place last year.
I mean, being French as well helped me at big style, so it was. I just couldn't afford to let him go. So got him in.
He's a very good player. Yeah. For some reason, at one point he played left back.
Yeah,
don't know why.
He's a good squad player, isn't he?
Yeah. Then we've got Thiago Giallo, which is a better centre back, and the reason for it was your centre back.
Yeah.
As you're about to sign a right back, your centre-back broke his leg.
I was gutted when I was...
Viti, not to
because the right back I was after as well was a good right back as well, wasn't he? So, and that was where I thought I had a little bit of a weakness. So I went big for a right back then, and then I had to get a replacement centre-back. So
this one's okay, though. And you did
it.
say if you had more money, you'd go for the centre-back, but you had options in there.
Yeah.
And they've only just signed him from the French League anyway, so he has played in the French League. Leo actually went down to League 2, by the way, but they've come back up now. £27 million. It's not bad, to be honest, for that calibre of player. And then finally, we recognise you didn't have a goalkeeper, so you loaned Spike Brits on loan for the season. So
I've got a really good goalkeeper, so I'm just hoping that he don't get injured. So
tactically, you can see we have nailing in one player here, Buonanni, because he doesn't naturally play in that position. However, you've played him there throughout the start of the season, and he was unbelievable.
In the first game, he scored all three.
He scored a hat-trick, 5 and 5 so far in your system, which is again very similar to the system that you were rocking at Chelsea, which won you the league. Just a few player changes to suit the players that you got.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the front two I had to move about, wasn't it?
Yeah. So outside of that, if we did pick best 11 outside of Buonanni, imagine Buonanni is in there right now. We can just put him in straight away. There we go. This is the lineup that Dad is looking at. Mofi up front there with El Yawahi and Laborde. Kefren Turam in that centre midfield with Coop Miners. Yeah. You've got a really good side.
Yeah.
You have got a really good side. And I think you might... I think I might be a little bit too strong to win the league, but I think you'll be second easily.
Well, we do know that... I mean, on last season, PSG, I think they lost... It was between 3 or 6 games. I can't remember exactly. I think it was 6. I'm not 100% sure, but I only need you to lose a couple and me to beat you twice as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm in.
Yeah.
So I'll settle for one or the other. I'll settle for the league or the cup.
Yeah. The first thing Dad said to me when I took the PSG job was, I'll just wait for you to win it all in season 1, and then when you leave, I'll take the PSG job.
Yeah. That's the way I've got to think of it now, isn't it? I'm getting wiser this game now. That I just got caught. I got caught out there, didn't I?
Yeah. You needed to resign and then be patient and wait.
And see what actually happened with my job as well. With all those big jobs being available, Man City, Arsenal and all that.
Yeah.
I should have just sat back and waited and just see what happened. I think what it was, I looked at this team and I thought, they're not a bad side actually. And then I just thought, if I don't go for it, someone else might go for it. So I think that's what done me. I think I just jumped in too quick.
I honestly don't blame you for making the move, because as we identified last season, that the Nice job is probably the second best job in France.
Yeah.
And you don't know that Luis Enrique is going to go for a job.
Oh, I didn't.
Because at the time, he wasn't even favourite.
No.
It was Carlo Ancelotti, because I was going... Go on, Carlo. Take the job, because I'll go to Real Madrid. And I was thinking, everybody's going to hate me because I'll just go to Real Madrid and win stuff there. But if you take a look, Tottenham job is available right now, and that's because other jobs have just been taken, which probably means the Tottenham manager has just left to go to one of those jobs. Arne Slot left his manager role, Bayern Munich. That was what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Because Thomas Tuchel has took over at Newcastle, I think. Is that how it's gone? It's gone mental, isn't it?
I think he did, He was favourite for your job, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was favourite for my job, and I think he moved across to my job. He has. Yeah. So Thomas Tuchel is now at Newcastle. So the amount of managerial changes that started because you won the league, it's been absolutely crazy. But what a time we have had this pre-season. It's been hilarious.
I mean, if I win something with this, then it's a success. So
yeah.
Then, like I said, I'll just wait for you to piss off and then I'll take over.
Schedule then. Let's have a look, Dad. You've actually had a great start. You lost one game in total.
Disappointed with that, but I'm still happy. I've still got a good start, so I'm going for it.
I mean, the third best team in the league, you battered them 3-1 at home.
Yeah.
So it's a good start. 4-0 against Strasbourg. They were managerless at the time as well when you beat them. 5-2 against Rennes. 3-2 against Lorient. We don't face each other until October, but as we identified as well, you're in the Europa League. That's another reason why you moved there.
Yeah, I've got a good chance.
The Europa League.
Got a good chance in there, except until I found out that
Man City are also in the Europa League. I mean, if you have a look at this, you can see Man City, Juve. There are some big teams in there. It's going to be hard.
Get in there.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get in there.
But then sometimes you've got to beat teams like that, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. The good thing is that you haven't got any Champions League teams coming in.
No.
So it's literally just Man City, Roma, Juve, Villarreal, all of those teams, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only ones in there.
I just need to be a little bit lucky on the draws.
Yeah, that's it. Another club that didn't have a manager at one point was Leverkusen.
Yeah, that's a team I'd be interested in taking over.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a look at their manager, it's now Simone Inzaghi. It was Collins and Sal. He left. He is now the manager of Napoli, because Napoli's manager went out. It
was loads going on.
Yeah, because of the international jobs as well. It was crazy. But there we go. Let's have a look then at my schedule and see how I've been getting on. I've won every game so far. I have conceded goals. 8-2 and a 4-1, but 5-0 start, 2-0 and 2-0. I know you all hate me. And I absolutely
won that first game 5-0 without even tampering with the side, didn't you? You just put your tactic in, let the best 11 bit in, and then won 5-0.
Yeah.
Before you started buying in.
Around here was when my assistant manager was suggesting I should drop Mbappe.
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it?
So I was like, okay, and I won 4-1.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There we go. We'll see. My Champions League fixtures are Barcelona, Porto, Fiorentina, Shakhtar, Atletico Madrid, Salzburg, Stuttgart, and Newcastle.
Ooh.
How interesting. I've got to play my old club. But I think I'll probably come back in January and have a look at spending that 100 million.
Well, you got to, haven't you, really?
Yeah, because it's just, I think I'm a centre-back short, really, now, because I sold one of them. But I'm very intrigued by this season. Do you intend on coming back and looking at jobs at all, or are you going to stick it out now?
No, I'm here for the season.
In for the season?
I'm here for the season.
Until I win and leave.
I've got a good side, so I'm just hoping that you slip up somewhere. I mean, you could easily get beat in the cup, and I think it'll be me or you first or second.
Yeah, the cup's the one I'm worried about.
Yeah, I think if you slip up once in the cup, I could be in.
Yeah,
and then I could go right through and win it then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll be happy for winning one of them, I must admit.
Yeah. Well, let's waste no more time. Let's see how this season plays out. With the season underway and me surprising Dad with my move, his Nice team still cracked on with the assignment. However, as mentioned, January came around and I completed the signings of João Neves for £89 million and Eder Militao for £56 million. Unfortunately for Dad, he had nothing to improve his team. And just over the halfway point, I created a 7-point gap over his Nice side in second place, and I yet to lose a game. However, Dad had other ways of disrupting my season, because as fate would have it, we face each other in the Coupe de France semi-final.
Get in. There's one thing you're not going to win this season, boy, and that's the cup. Get in.
Stuffed me as well.
I was 4-0 up half time.
That's unbelievable. And both my January transfers scored the 2 goals.
Oh, you're lucky. I've got a hell of a chance of winning the cup then, haven't I?
Did you go on and win it? You had Bordeaux in the final. You did. Wow.
4-0.
That's huge.
That's one big trophy in the cabinet, and boy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Added another trophy. Right, let's go and see what I won. I got the league in the bag.
I knew you had.
Got the league in the bag. However, it's a bad season. It's actually really bad because Newcastle knocked me out of the Champions League. My former club, the club I left to join PSG, and they actually went all the way and lost in the final. Now, they also went to the FA Cup final, the trophy that I need.
Yeah.
And lost to Manchester City. Speaking of Manchester City, though, Dad, They knocked you out of Europa League.
Oh,
we
no.
mentioned it, didn't we?
Yeah, I got to the semi-final, and all the way through, I was just looking at you and I'm going, I just need to stay away from City. I need to stay away from City, and bang, they popped up.
Yeah.
Semi-final, and I thought, I mean, I didn't do bad against them.
No, 9-5 on aggregate.
Yeah.
But they went on to the final and beat Roma.
I mean, I lost against Roma in the early stages of the. I think I lost 2-1. I think.
Yeah.
So, but I would have fancied my chances because I was getting better.
Yeah.
So I would have fancied my chances with that one. I mean, we said at the beginning, didn't we? City was going to be the team to beat
In Europa League.
in the Europa League, and they were. They won
But
the
isn't
FA
it
Cup.
isn't it weird? I find this absolutely fascinating, by the way, the butterfly effects.
Yeah.
Because you leaving allowed me to have the PSG job, but I was tempted to go for the Man City job, knowing that they had Europa League. They actually went on and won the whole thing.
Well, yeah.
I leave Newcastle even though I needed the FA Cup. They got to the final of the FA Cup, but then they knocked me out the Champions League, another trophy I need. You knocked me out the French Cup, even though I came to France to try and eliminate you both, or try and knock that one out of the park straight away, even though for the reason why you left is the reason why that manager joined your club from PSG and I joined PSG. The butterfly effect.
That was a lot in that, wasn't it?
It was. But it's crazy, isn't it? I love that there's like a weird interlinking storyline with, and there's so many things in this.
What season we in now? Season 4?
This is season 4.
And so many things has all happened already, isn't it? You're just like, oh god,
It's
a merry-go-round,
unbelievable.
isn't it?
If you aren't subscribed yet, because you're so gripped to
God.
this series, I don't know what's ever going to make you subscribe. This is unbelievable, like, drama. This is like the things that are happening. I'm not even over exaggerating. I don't think. Like, you've stopped me from winning the cup in that season, going on to lift it yourself. You put up, and I said you would, quite a good fight in the league.
I mean, you look at that.
You lost 3.
I only lost 3. There's one more than you, but I drew 7. That's the games that let me down.
Yeah, one of them was against me as well. I lost 2, which was to Reims and Marseille, but I drew 5. Some bad results in there. Yeah, unbelievable.
I mean, you look at it there. I mean, I drew against you and I lost against you in the league. So, and that goes to show I needed to beat you.
Yeah.
But then the draw games just let me down badly.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that, though. I'm chuffed to bits with that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm like that now. I'm thinking, do I sit back and see what you do? And if you stay, I'll go. Because if I go, you bugger, you'll do it again, won't you? You'll follow me. The only thing I can do is I'll go to Germany.
Yeah,
you can't follow me to Germany.
There's no point in me going there.
Yeah.
But if you look at the statistics, it's completely dominated by PSG. Look.
Well, it's going to be
the most goals, the highest average rating, and the most player of the matches,
Yeah.
plus the 1 clean sheet. I had all of it. You had the most yellow cards, though, so you got that one. Don't worry.
That's what I'd get my players to do, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Mbappe got 25, Victor Osimhen got 22, Xavi Simons got 17.
I know. I've got to give a quick shout for my mate Frank Kessie. Going through the things, he won midfielder of the year as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Also, during the January, I inquired about
You
Frank
did,
Kessie,
yeah.
which you were fuming with. But they wanted way too much money for him. But
he got better, didn't he? Even though he got older, he got better. So.
He did.
Yeah,
So.
see, I took him to a good side at Chelsea there.
All right, next season, Dad, if you do decide to stay, you got £22 million.
I've got less.
You've got a good team.
Yeah, but you can't improve it with
got a
22,
good
can you,
team.
really? I mean, I don't
I've
know.
got 159, but I'm over the wage budget. So I won't have a budget like I did the last couple of seasons. I'll still have about 100 million,
Yeah.
but it won't be as impressive as what the last 3 budgets that I've had of 250 odd million each. So
How did our squad do then?
there we go. So Kylian Mbappe got 38,
Which
got
is good
Victor
because
Osimhen.
they weren't locking him in that position, was they?
Weird
They
that
kept
was.
changing
I
him,
don't know
didn't they?
why that
Yeah.
was. Victor Osimhen got 26. We got 23 from Xavi Simons. Ansu Fati's also at the club. I don't know whether I mentioned that. Moani got 13. He's also wanted as well, which I might look at doing because that gives me an extra £62 million.
You're staying then, are you?
Well, I've got to win the French Cup. It's pointless me going. It really is pointless me going. I mean, job-wise, Chelsea's there.
I can't go back to Chelsea, can I?
I can go back and win the FA Cup.
No. Or you could, yeah.
Yeah. There was a few little jobs that changed throughout the season, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But
there was, yeah.
it wasn't too many. And again, I think it was in the Premier League. There was a couple of managerial changes.
Spurs job. Someone
we've
took
seen.
it over and they were losing their job. It was on the
Yeah.
fret again halfway through, wasn't it?
I mean, yeah, Luis Enrique's been sacked. Obviously, they've won the league and then
Yeah,
lost
you
year.
done the Spurs job. Look.
Spurs job come available. That's when he left to Thiago Motta.
Yeah.
But Thiago Motta, he wasn't doing very, very well, was
No.
he? Because of that. So obviously, all of these happened at the start of the season. It was really from, I guess, Zinedine Zidane. Where are we? That was last season.
Yeah.
That was last season. So yeah, I mean, a lot of it, you really need to go by dates, I guess, and have a look. Ipswich, Chelsea and Brentford were the most recent ones. 2027, Leeds and Southampton. So nobody that we would be looking at taking over, unfortunately, for us to make a decision. Manchester City won the league with Newcastle finishing in second place.
They've done
the treble.
Yeah.
They won the Europa League, the FA Cup. Yeah. And Liverpool won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Beating Newcastle in the final. So the Premier League is still very much dominant across Europe. But across the other leagues, I think it's quite interesting. But we'll have a look at what your squad did. So you got 30 goals from Wahi. It was a great signing.
Yeah.
Great signing. He's also wanted by Newcastle. Couldn't write, could you?
One of the players that you was chasing was one of the Chelsea players, wasn't it? They wouldn't let you sign him, would they? They were
Scalvini.
Asking,
3 times I tried going for Scalvini.
They were looking after my back as well.
They wanted to sign a replacement on deadline day. Couldn't do it. So the cheeky so-and-sos as well, they left it until an hour left, and then where I was waiting for them to sign a replacement, they offered for Lucas Hernandez in my team. I was like, none of those deals are going to get done in time. But then I tried in the January, and they wanted even more money. So
tell you what, though, I did shouldn't have to share the goals around, though, didn't I?
Did,
really?
yeah. 4 players above 20. One that's got... Oh, he's on loan. One that's 15 still.
Yeah.
Buonani, wanted by Man City. Terramoffi, wanted by 4 clubs. That one might be tempting.
Yeah.
Because you could replace him quite nicely with £40 million. Buonani, I think, he's finally a natural in there.
Yeah.
Great decision to put him in there. To lock him in and make sure he plays shadow striker every single game, because he couldn't play there at all. They were putting somebody really terrible in there.
I don't like no one like locking them in, do I?
Yeah, but what a season he's had.
Yeah, it's good that.
Fantastic stuff. So, the rest of your team, I think, you're kind of laughing, if I'm honest. You are definitely head and shoulders above the rest of the league. I mean, you've finished 18 points clear of Marseille. So that was really good. But let's have a look at the rest of the leagues, I guess, and see what else has been happening, because there has been there's been some changes. I think, didn't Real Madrid win it the season before? No, Barcelona won. So Real Madrid have not won it 2 years in a row now. So Ancelotti possibly making the move. Yeah, he might make a move soon. The league, we already know we're in that. That's silly, Luke. Napoli won the Serie A from AC Milan.
Milan comes second, so first and second.
So Conceição moving straight in there.
That was
new manager.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's not too bad. We can see manager movements there. Obviously, Pochettino left. Conceição come in. De Zerbi left. Jurgen Klopp come in to Inter Milan, finishing 3rd place. Only 3 points off the top. Very close title race there.
Yeah, that's very close.
Yeah, absolutely. And then finally, the Bundesliga was won by Bayern Munich again. Leipzig finishing 2nd place, though, this time round. Still Jose Mourinho. Dortmund still have Terzic.
He won't leave the week.
No. And Arne Slot, obviously, who lost Spurs, is the manager of Bayern Munich, who ain't going to go anywhere if they're winning the league. So there's so much happened in this season. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Just doing this season.
It was so good, though.
So I hope we have a quieter season, summer. But with Glory Hunter, you just never know, Dad.
It takes one person to move, doesn't it? Then what's going to be fun if both of us apply for the same job? Because if Real Madrid comes up, I can see both of us going for it. Yeah. But the thing is, though, I wouldn't mind if I lost it, because if you do go,
you can take.
I will take the PSG job then. So
yeah.
So I could do a big job coming up, really.
Yeah.
So whether I go for it or you go for it, and then I slot in.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I think in a way though, I'd be stupid to move in this role.
You're not going to get the chance very often to be in France to be PSG, are you?
No.
That's
you cost me big time.
Yeah.
There.
I've got you another season.
Cup, yeah.
I've got you another season. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
100%. So I've got to stick around now for a 2nd season, which doesn't look too bad on my CV. That's the only upside to it, is when you keep leaving jobs.
Yeah.
Every interview you go to, they're like, "Oh, you don't spend a lot of time at job role." So in a way, it is good for that. But you did cost me big time this season, which also means we've got some trophies to add to the cabinet. Let's have a look at those updated Glory Hunter trophy cabinets. Well, despite the expected league title win, it looks like Dad had the last laugh, knocking me out the Coupe de France and going on to win the whole thing, meaning he can add another trophy to his Glory Hunter cabinet at the end of this 4th season. Meanwhile, even with a disappointing season in all things considered, I'm still adding the French league title to mine, but it's another season in France for the both of us now.